Good evening, everyone. Welcome to this Thursday evening meditation. My name is Metta. I'm very happy to be here tonight. I'm normally more behind the scenes, but today I'll have the honor of guiding you through this evening. And with me, I have Rakesh behind the scenes totally. He's doing tech tonight, and I will also be joined by John. Later on in the evening, he will help us go into even deeper meditation at the end of the session. So a warm welcome to all of you. And I know that many of you have been coming every evening since back in February, I think. And we're hoping that you're still enjoying these meditations and that you're going deeper in your own being, in your spirit, connecting deeper and deeper to your spirit. And although we have themes for every evening here, the main thing is always to find that depth inside yourself, to go deeper into meditation, to find the silence. And this is the aim with everything that we do here, just to find the depth and the silence inside ourselves. We do have a theme for tonight, a theme that I find very appealing. I just like the idea of this. It's called Emerging from Our Shell. And we could interpret that in many ways, I imagine, but it's the idea of emerging from our shell is very liberating. And I think from my personal experience of having done Sahaja Yoga for a long time, about 25, 27 years, I think now, it is that sort of liberation that you get. You're really emerging from something. And I think this is also the feedback that we've had from some of you, that it's liberating. So emerging from our shell, what does that mean? What we're talking about perhaps here is symbolized in these words by Shri Mataji. She says, a bird is born twice. First, it's born as an egg, bound by the shell, and at the right time, it breaks free. We are like the egg before realization, and like the bird after realization. There's that liberation. And the shell is breaking free from my ego and superego. This is what we talk about all the time. We have all the chakras and the kundalini comes up, this narrow point at the forehead. And we have the ego and the superego here, which create like this balloon structure in our heads. It can do. This is our identity. Our ego is obviously our identity, the I-ness that we have. Which we have to have an I-ness, otherwise we wouldn't be able to function in this world. But the I-ness can then become almost pathological. It takes over and we lose sight of what is real because we're believing in something. On the other hand, we have superego, which is our accumulated ideas of things, the conditionings basically. And this is also the limiting beliefs, all of those things. It gathers up coming from the left side and gathers on this side. And these two balloon-like structures can stop us from seeing reality. And the beautiful thing is, as the kundalini comes up, as you've all realized or experienced, this creates a gap. And this shell, that is our ego and superego, actually is opened up. And we are emerging. And we are no longer the egg. We become the birds. We become free. We can truly soar with our spirit, become truly, truly free. And as you might have experienced, which at least I still experience, this is not always easy to get to this point. You know, this is an ideal situation that we're always completely open, because we have to operate in this world. It's an everyday world. We have to use our ego. We are conditioned by our family, countries, habits, education, whatever. So it's still part of us. But we have the opportunity to break free. We have the opportunity to do that every day in meditation, and we can probably stay there for long times during the day. So we are going to do a meditation. We're going to do foot soak. So we put the foot soak slide up first. So hopefully you remember to go and get your foot soak. I know that I have mine here underneath, and I can't wait to put my feet into it. Looking forward to clearing out. We're using, as you always know, the water element to absorb heaviness, accumulated things that we don't really want. It's on a vibrational level, right? the handful of salt represents the earth element. So we've got the different elements, the water and the earth element, which is helping to clear us. You've done this before, so I don't need to explain. So before we do that, I'd like to say that during the meditation, during the foot soak, yes, please keep your eyes closed if you want, but I will show you just a few things that we can do. So we can manipulate this egg-like structure. We can do a little bit of massage. We can basically use our hands, can be extremely helpful. You know, we always use our hands, we raise the kundalini, we put our hands on different chakras. So it's a really nice thing to do to actually go a little further, go a little deeper. So I'll show you, so you may need to open your eyes sometimes. I'll show you what we'll do. And again, it's nothing new, but the main thing is to find, you can go deeper into meditation. We'll stay in meditation for a while in silence and really, really try to find that silence. And then, as always, we have a beautiful video of Shri Mataji. And then I will pass on to John, who's also been doing Sahaja Yoga for longer than I have. He will also lead us into a meditation. And today is Thursday, which means there's breakout rooms. So we'll have breakout rooms at the end. So please stay. We can chat to each other. We can work on each other. Just ask questions, whatever. So let's start thinking about going into meditation. So just take a few deep breaths. You can close your eyes just to go into a different state after whatever you've been doing today. If you're busy, you feel stressed, or you may have had a really boring day and you feel a bit low, it doesn't matter. We can all get into a balanced state. So when we say bring our attention inside, sometimes it can be a little bit confusing, but it's literally, if you breathe deeply, you just take your attention on your breath, how it goes inside and it comes out. It's all happening inside you. And at the same time, pay attention to what you feel in your body, what you feel in your hands before we go further. Do you feel tingling? Do you feel heaviness on certain hands, certain fingers? Just pay attention to that. So then we can see if there's a difference when we've finished. So the first thing we do together is we raise the kundalini. I'm sure you remember how to do that. The left hand in front of the body, the right hand weaving around all the way up above the head. Tie a knot. Again, every time more kundalini comes up and we bring our attention more and more inside. Second time, 2 knots. And then the third time, we do the 3 knots. And this to symbolize that this is where we want to keep our attention during the meditation. And then we protect ourselves with the bandhan. So we create an arc shape over ourselves with vibrations 7 times, once for each chakra. Second time, 3, 4, 6, and 7. Just you can put your hands a little higher just for a moment. And just see if there's anything that you feel on your hands. Any tingling, heat, vibrations, coolness, whatever you feel. Don't think about it, just pay attention. Now we take our hand and we vibrate the water. We put a bandhan around the water to just make it absorbing our negativity, give it vibrations. And then we can place our feet in the water. And first, we just drop both our hands towards the floor, towards the Mother Earth. And through the hands, we're desiring that the Mother Earth is going to absorb any heaviness, anything that we've accumulated during the day that we do not want, that is not us. It is not the spirit. So we just say inside ourselves, Mother Earth, please absorb any heaviness, any negativity from my body. So we have the Mother Earth, and we have the water and the salt is absorbing everything that is unwanted. And at the same time, we're trying to bring our attention inside, trying to slow down our thinking, trying to find those moments of silence between the waves of thoughts. Just breathe. And we can put the left hand back onto the lap. And the right hand is still pointing towards the floor. And this is obviously, as you know, it's to clear the left side. So we're just asking, please may all the heaviness in my left side, any lethargy or sadness, please may it go out into the Mother Earth. We put the left hand up in the air, hand facing backwards, bent at the elbow. This is, as you know, how to clear the right side. We say, please, may all the heat that's accumulated in my right side during the day, please may it be absorbed by the ether. We can put both hands back in our laps. Again, bring our attention inside, a few deep breaths. What do you feel? Do you feel more balanced? Are your thoughts still spinning? So gently bring the attention up to the top of the head, the Sahasrara. It's at this point where the meditation happens, when we go beyond our thoughts. But it can be a little challenging. So we have to break the shell, as we know, that shell of the ego and superego. We're going to help the Kundalini to rise. We're going to bring down the ego. This we do by using our right hand. We're going to take, because the ego goes from the right side, or the right side goes up and becomes the ego on the left hand side of the head. So we're going to bring it down like this 7 times. Bring it down with your hand and just push it down in the right side. Do this 7 times, twice. Bringing down the ego on the right side. It does not matter if you lose count. Just stay for a moment to see if you feel any difference. You're going to bring down the superego. You're going to use the left hand. The superego is the left side culminating on the right side of the head. So we just take it down 7 times. Now keep your attention in Sahasrara. You may feel a little lighter. And try to focus on the little break between the waves of thought. Another thing we can do is actually take both our hands and just press on each of the sides, on the superego and the ego. Press quite hard. It can be very liberating. Press hard. The desire is for these two entities to dissolve, so the Kundalini can come up stronger, bring us into a deeper meditation, into deeper silence. That's why we're doing these things. That's the intention here. We're pressing and then just release. And again, let your attention remain in Sahasrara. Hopefully the shell is now opened. We are emerging from our shell as free birds in total silence and in freedom, liberated from the ego and the superego. So keep the attention in Sahasrara, maybe about 5 centimeters above the top of the head. If you want, you can put your hand there, just to remind yourself of where that spot is. No thinking. Just put your hand. And then we can take the hand further 5, 10 centimeters up. Maybe you feel your Kundalini coming up there. And that spot is where we're going to leave our attention. We're going to take the hand back down. We're going to stay up there, high above the broken eggshells of our ego and superego. We're just going to soar up there together as one spirit. We're not going to let any thoughts come to disturb us. We're just going to stay in this beautiful, blissful silence, which is truth.
I must tell you that divine is the most beautiful thing because it creates all beautiful things. You see, in the nature, every leaf is different from another. Such a variety.
We just stay for a little longer. That point high above our heads in the silence. And don't let any thoughts interrupt you in this moment. Bring your attention back high above your head. And we're going to rinse our feet and dry them off before we watch the video of Shri Mataji. So for this, we probably have to open our eyes. We'll open our eyes and rinse our feet and dry them off. But we'll stay in this meditation mode, meditation state, as we go on and listen to Mother's talk, Shri Mataji's talk, for about 10 minutes or so, and then John will take over. So we'll have the video now, please.
I must tell you that divine is the most beautiful thing, because it creates all beautiful things. You see, in the nature, every leaf is different from other. Such a variety. Also, if you see, all leaves are so arranged that they all get sunshine. Such a consideration, such an understanding. In the same way, when divine works in you, you also have that capacity to share it with others, understand with others, and to be part and parcel of the whole, not just yourself, single person. Now, one thing is there, that people are now conscious of their beauty. But perhaps they don't know how do we spoil our beauty. First, let us see how our beauty is spoiled. It is spoiled sometimes showing lots of wrinkles on the face. Now I'm 77 years of age. I'll be 78 very soon. And I'm a great-grandmother. I don't have wrinkles, nor my daughters have. The reason is this, that normally human beings, especially ladies, react very much. React to everything. Whatever happens in their life, they react. Whatever happens in others' lives, they react. Whatever is happening on the other planes, they react. By reacting, you do not achieve anything. You do not achieve anything. So the first thing I would say, that when it happens, you don't react. You just watch, you become a witness. You become the witness of the whole thing. And when these things happen, then the creativity starts coming from somewhere unknown, and you are amazed how you can create things without reading any book, without taking any help, and suddenly you become very, very creative. I have seen in Sahaja Yoga how people have achieved great heights in creativity. In sports, in everything, because they get this energy, divine energy within them. So they also understand that they have to be more patient, more loving, more caring towards themselves and towards others also. Once that happens, I've seen this one is so beautifully done, is that you start caring for people. You start caring for your customers, understanding them, plus you have creativity. You do not borrow ideas from others. You don't learn by your own mad thinking, but you actually become creative under the influence of the divine. And when the divine starts working, it's perfect. perfection. There's no competition. You create not out of competition, but just to create freely. There's no compulsion. And when you start creating, you are amazed at yourself. How can you create all these things with whatever knowledge you have, whatever experience you have? Now, for example, you are yourself hairdressers or anything you are. You become so creative. If you are a musician, you become very creative. If you are anything, whatever profession you are following, you become so very creative when this thing happens to you because all your centers are cleared up. And the power of the divine is pouring through you. This is what you should achieve. That is what you should have. Then nobody can dominate you. Not only that, it goes higher. This is the most important chakra, which is called, we call it Agya chakra, between the optic chiasma like this. And if it is not open, it is very, very constricted. If it doesn't open, then Kundalini won't pass through. Now, this is the chakra of Jesus Christ, where he crucified himself. Now, what did he do? He gave forgiveness to all the people who tried to torture him and crucify him. So, only the way you forgive people, it opens. You have to forgive. No use remembering. Somebody has hurt you, all right. So what? It's finished. It's not today. Whatever has happened has happened. Why worry about it? But if you don't forgive, then all the time you will be thinking about it and will be torturing yourself for nothing at all. Instead of that, you just forgive. Forgive everything. Forgiving is a very great quality by which nobody can torture you, nobody can trouble you because you do not pay any attention. You don't know. People have tried to trouble me so much they have done to make me sort of hurt or do all kinds of things. But somehow I forgive them and I am finished. Because once you forgive them, you don't remember what they have done to you and you never torture yourself. But if you don't forgive, then you torture yourself, thinking, why did he do this? Why did she do this? Nothing, you just forgive. The very great message of Jesus that you should forgive everyone. That gives you a great peace there. But this peace also is very important. If you don't have peace within you, then you start becoming old very soon. I've seen very young girls having wrinkles, worried, upset, tension, this, that, all the time, irritated. The reason is that they have not yet forgiven those people who have trouble. So if you can develop this witness state, as I say, you are not bothered. You just witness the whole thing and you'll be amazed that the center will be open. And by that, you will not react. You will not react. You'll just see, all right, this is so, so this is so. And the life becomes full of humor. In anything absurd, you see, just smile and laugh. There's no time for you to think about these nonsensical things that people say about you or try to harm you or try to create a problem. You shouldn't worry. You shouldn't worry about that. Now with this happening, you don't try to think what others are thinking about. Because you know you are one with divine. Because you get vibrations on your hands. You are assured that you are all right. So you have confidence. But you don't, with this confidence, oppress others. With this confidence, you love. I call it as the intelligence which is emotional. I call it as emotional intelligence. Many children are born with it, but they are taught something else, so they lose it. I'll say my own great grandson, who is born with this. So, as soon as we reached America, He was with us for only 6 months, he was a little boy. And after 7, 8 months, we went to America. Immediately, he brought the remote control, gave it to my husband, because he's always seeing the television. Immediately. Then he brought newspaper and gave it to me. And to me, he brought a flower. So by his emotional intelligence, he knows what one likes, what one has. If you come home or somebody visits us, he'll immediately bring the things to give them to eat or to please them. All the time he thinks of entertaining. He start dancing and he'll start showing you dance. Have you seen it? He's so careful that he should express his love. And with animals, everyone is so friendly. That is emotional intelligence we should develop. And depend on it. It helps you. You'll get lots of friends. You'll get lots of, I should say, not only friends, but people who will help in your work. They'll give you a great assistance in everything. There's a very, very great capacity to be emotionally intelligent. People think if you are emotional, then people take advantage of you. Let them take. What's the harm? But you do not take advantage of yourself by being cruel or by being anyway harsh to others. Remember those days when somebody was sweet. Remember that time, that moment when somebody was very sweet to you, very nice to you, very kind, very helpful. Remember all these moments, not the moments when you are insulted, not the time when you have suffered, but the time when somebody has given you love, somebody has talked to you with love. And you'll be amazed, such fragrance within you will start blowing.
If I'm leading the meditation, I won't put the video on because it's far better you look at the picture. So I'm going to keep with the theme that Metta started with, which is like breaking of the egg. And when you think about this breaking of the egg and the egg becoming the bird, well, it becomes the chicken then the bird. It's not a done deal. So when the egg cracks and the bird comes out, there's lots to do after that, isn't there? It feeds itself, or the mother feeds the bird. The bird eventually learns how to fly. One of those birds jumps out of the nest the first, and then it has to learn to hunt. So one of the things about Sahaja Yoga and the meditation is don't give yourself a hard time. So everybody should do it in their own time and go at their own pace. And there's just small gains like that all the time. You don't suddenly, in a few weeks, like that's quite quick in nature where the egg becomes the bird starts to fly, the bird starts to feed itself. Those are quick things. They're not quick in humans. There's a 9-month gestation. Children probably don't become themselves for a long time. This is talk about the ages 7, 21 and all that business. So never give yourself a hard time. And don't go into routines. The only routine we should have really is to meditate morning and night. You don't have to do it at 6 or 7 or 8, but you should meditate. Otherwise, there won't be a change. It's like if the bird stayed in the nest, it wouldn't learn how to fly. So by making yourself available for the meditation, you do become something. There is a change. But if you don't meditate, there won't be any change. You may as well have stayed in the nest. So with that in mind, just the small gains and becoming yourself and becoming something of yourself will go through the meditation. So I'm not doing any mantras tonight because I'm a bit croaky, and so that's the other thing, that you don't have to stick to any formulas or rituals. The only ritual should be we meditate. So let's put our attention at the base of the spine, and here it is the principle of innocence and wisdom. So we can ask for those principles, that we can imbibe them. That can be one of our changes when we crack out of the egg, to become more innocent, more wise. So let's ask for those two qualities. We can ask the Kundalini Mother, please give me wisdom. Please remove the obstacles to my ascent. Please give me innocence. So just keep your attention at the base of the spine. Mother, please may I be an innocent person without any agendas. Please give me wisdom. Please remove all the obstacles to my ascent. So now let's stay on the left side of the body, where the leg meets the body on the left side. This is the center for our purity, our pure knowledge of Sahaja Yoga. So when the Kundalini comes up, this Kundalini energy gives you a different knowledge. You become aware of your subtle system. There's changes in the way you think, changes in your perception. They don't all come flooding in like, some as you turn on the tap, but they do come, and there is a change in you, and that's a real change. So we can ask for that quality now. Mother, please may I know the pure knowledge of myself. Mother, please give me the pure knowledge of myself, my inner being. And this is where we become collectively conscious of ourselves, what's going on inside, and also in time, we become collectively conscious of other people's state of being, which you also feel on your fingers. Mother, please may I know the pure knowledge of myself. Okay, so let's move the right hand to the center, which is just underneath the rib cage on the left side. In Sahaja Yoga, we call this the left nabi. But names are not important. It's just, where is the principle and what does it do? So this is the principle of the household, that we have a roof above our heads, we're fed, hopefully got money, and things like that. So it's the principle of the household. So on the left side, so it's the feminine side of us, where also that principle should be, when working properly, to look after others in the same way, to make them comfortable, to feed others, maybe give them money, whatever it might be, just to be charitable maybe. Buy somebody a coffee, buy somebody a cake. It doesn't matter, it's just the principle that of generosity. But also that would extend Are you generous with your time, or don't you have time for people? Are you kind to people? So let's ask for all those principles. Mother, please may I be generous with my money, time. Mother, please make me a generous person. Please establish this center of generosity. And when I started meditating tonight, when we started the program, I felt the center heart. So take your right hand and put all your fingers together onto your sternum bone. Right, you can speculate to why we feel insecure. It could be the economic mess we're in. Could be that we can't pay our bills. It could be anything, and we could speculate about that and make a big deal of it and talk for hours. But the thing about Sahaja Yoga is that despite everything that goes on, we should be secure within ourselves, like we should be generous within ourselves. It should be part of our makeup. So even though all these external things are happening, inside ourselves, we should be like steady. So let's put our fingers together and put them onto the sternum bone and just ask this: Mother, please may I be a secure person and a fearless person. So whatever's going on in the inside, outside, please may I have a sense of security. Mother, please make me a secure person. Let me not feel a wobbly person if somebody says something weird to me. Mother, please keep me secure. Mother, please may I be a fearless person. Mother, please may I be a secure person. I'm a bit conscious of the time, really, because we finish at 1:30, but we're going to run over. And that's the end of it. Right, so let's put our fingers together in the pit of the throat now. Now, this center is incredibly, as you go up the body, I think they become more important in terms of our evolution. So this center is to do with being collective and feeling that we're part and parcel of the whole. And, you know, when we speak, we feel that we're valued. We don't feel that when we say something, oh, I shouldn't have said that, you know, that was stupid. To be away from all those things. So let's ask on this center, Mother, please may I be a secure person in, in my communication. Please may I feel part and parcel of the whole. I haven't time to cover all the aspects of this, but we should also know tricks of Sahaja Yoga. We could call it techniques, but I find that really dry. So let's say, Mother, please may we know all the tricks of Sahaja Yoga. Tricks to sort ourselves out and tricks to sort others out. Diplomacy. Please may we be diplomatic. And if it does any good and it's kind to somebody, lie to your back teeth. We're not here on some kind of moral stance. If it makes somebody feel good, fib to them. Okay, so next center is the center, in the center of the forehead. And we can just say here, we can just say, the dog's doing it for me. You can just say, Mother, please may I be a forgiving person. Please take away any negativity of the past, any negative thoughts. Any little things that people have said to me that were hurtful, let me just forget about them. Any futuristic thinking, what I'm going to do tomorrow, the next day, the day after. Please, just for this 10-minute meditation, please may all these problems be dissolved. Now let's ask the Kundalini now. So with your right hand, put that in the center of your body, between your hips. Lift the Kundalini up and just say, Mother Kundalini, please take me into the state of thoughtless awareness. And now if this was the only thing you did in the meditation, this will be fine. Never think you're doing too much or too little. Just do whatever you want, change it day to day, and this will be perfect. Just to lift the Kundalini up through the central channel and just say, Mother, please take me into a state of thoughtless awareness. Now, I don't know if we're allowed to because we've run over 2 minutes, but let's just meditate for a minute or two in peace.
So I hate to interrupt the meditation. Thank you very much, John, for bringing us deeper into our silence. Before we go on to the next part of the evening, which is the breakout room, we'll all together raise our Kundalini and take Bandhan. And just take a moment and see how you feel if you put your hands up, or how you feel inside. It's only for you. It's only for you to notice what you feel. If you feel more quiet, more peaceful, tingling, or coolness, whatever. That's the only thing that matters, is how you experience this. Is like John says, the only thing that matters is your meditation and that you go into silence. Everything else is optional, if you like. So thank you, everyone. Now we have something else optional. If you want to stick around, Rakesh will have made up some breakout rooms where we can meet up in smaller groups. You've all done this before, so it's nothing new. So we will go into breakout rooms for a bit, 15, 20 minutes, depends. And then we'll meet again on Monday. Even though it's bank holiday, we'll still do our meditation at 7:45 on Monday. And we look forward to seeing you all there. And meanwhile, keep on meditating, and we look forward to see you again. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. It was fantastic. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Thank you.